Hello everybody and welcome to episode 6 of my new series for Songs of Syx, Icon, and we're going to set up some mining operation today. So in the last episode I declared this tunnel here into a big bad mining ops. We're exporting right now none of these stones, and I want to change something about that. I really feel like since we're overproducing that heavily right now, we definitely should export some stone, because we're going to need a lot of things in the next time. Is that enough? I think so. So, do I put the import station there too? Yes. So, no, actually not. I'm not wealthy enough for 2 import stations yet. We're going back to the metal imports because I am pretty sure that the mining idea I got will need lots of metal. Let's see. Mines. Stone mine. Yeah. I already see the metal, the hunger for metal on this one. So, let's see. 20 workers. We could employ 20 workers just in that teensy tiny patch there. That's how work intense mining can go. So we're going to leave it for now like that. So one thing that really crosses my mind there is we should probably consider putting that mine also outside. Yeah, well, something like that. Yeah. So let's do this like that. There we go. Let's do the storage here. Probably 2 of these, I don't know. Max amount of this item reached. Okay, never mind. And auxiliaries, because we want that efficiency as high as possible. So we're at 50%. This way we can just rack up the necessary amount there. Okay. I can't afford this right now, but nevertheless, I'm going to put down the work order for that. And hire all the new people. So we're now at a really huge amount of population, and we've unlocked a new level. So I'm now a leader, no longer a squire. Whatever happiness does for me, I have really no clue. But Bob is happier than ever now. So let's see. Oh, I can choose titles later. So, gain by having 100 happy people and increases your starting population and supplies of new games. Oh boy. I see. Long-term progression. Interesting. So, dormitory workload is okay. Eatery too. Well, I gotta recheck that later. People just arrived. I'm pretty sure that this will take a moment until they get their business going. Okay, so, well, let's see. I got all the necessary materials to get everything down here. We probably could also expand the woodcutter, now that I got that much more workforce available. I think that's a good idea, but probably not too many things at once. Let's wait for the export depot, and the rest one thing at a time. I got a lot of odd jobbers now available. Well, or at least I thought I did. Where did they all go? If I only knew. So another thing that we could think about now is, where do we want to put our knowledge? That teensy-tiny library should be also replaced at some point. Makes bred animals fatter. Yum. Well. Combat training, well, no. What do we have here? Stage. I don't think that we are at the necessary level for a stage yet. Housing. Housing would be a really big step forward. No, I think there are two things. First off, pottery, because I really think that's a step ahead towards cultivated living, and bakeries. Because, you know, wild grain and all that, and all those things, we could really set this up for good. And brewery, well, I'm not unlocking this yet. I don't know. I don't like to sit on these research points either. Oh, I can just untag them if I want to. That's cool. Alright, so we're going to increase farming then. It's only 2.5%, but you know, every little bit helps. So we just unlocked, I had like a hole right now, the bakery and the pottery. Well, the pottery will be a pretty much a long-term thing, because we will have to, let's see, 50% export. Give me a sec. 90% of my warehouse stock. Yeah, we're exporting 90% of our stone. That's okay. I feel fine with that. Okay. The pottery project is a little bit of a longer thing, because we'll need to set up a clay pit back there. And then we'll have to move the clay probably back here for refining. I think I will refine the clay here at my artisans area to be, because this way we can then transport the refined goods into the town center to be. You know, there's a lot of things that I have on my mind here. Okay, so with that out of the way, where do all these people work right now? Luckily, we can check. So the farms did take up a lot of people. Good for carpenters. Export depots eat a bit of workforce, but no. There's nothing huge here anywhere. Oh, by the way, mass grave. Goodbye. Gone are the times. Hope they don't mind me doing this. Okay. So now we'll be exporting, like, all of that stone. That's pretty good. That also means that we can now start clearing out that rock. Because I think I'm living under the impression that carving out the deposits here in the mountain doesn't really yield any stone whatsoever. This is just hell of a job. Nothing else. Therefore, I should actively gather materials again to make sure that my industry is rolling. Let's pick up more workers. We can't use. Let's see if the service area is already collapsing. Well on the way there. So we're going to copy yet another room. Boom. Place that dormitory down. And the eatery is, well, working out, but the lavatory is no longer sufficient. Well, I'll put up an identical one just behind that. Why not? I think that's perfectly okay here. I love the room copier. It's one of my favorite tools here in this game. It's really cool that you can put up room blueprints too, so this way you can really automate the more finicky things. So, oh, the new Entelodon pasture is done. Nice. That's really cool. So we got now even more meat production. I think we should bring up meat.
Meat.
The wheat will come later, because we've studied bakery now. So, we're going to build up a road here, you know. This just, doesn't look right. Here we go. So, more of that, and more of that. Let's see. I think it's going to take yet another year before we see what the new farms will bring. And I'm not sure yet if there's not enough food here in the whole town to get everything done, but the worst case scenario, we're just going to employ a new hunter and have more of a meat-based diet for a couple of years or so, and pump up more of that farming in the way in between, and we should be good. But usually in games like these, I tend to overproduce like crazy. Let's see what'll happen this time. But I do like the fact that it seems as if we're getting to the point that this is slowly transforming from a small hamlet into a real village. Probably soon a town, who knows. That stone mine is definitely going to be one of our bigger achievements. Oh, but it's really taking quite some time to earn that necessary money. I could also consider exporting leather. So, but on the other hand, I'd actually prefer not to, because creating my own clothing is way more appealing to me. At some point, we should actually have more clothing than the people here need, and then we could instead export that clothing, which would make way more money than exporting the raw material. So we're now going to expand our leather storages for the time being. Let's see, maybe that'll bring me across that part. And I mean, we will ultimately expand the clothing production anyways as well. I think I totally overdid my excavation here, so let's delete those jobs for the time being. I think that's not necessary. It's just a waste of time. I'd rather let them collect all the rocks here in the front of the mountain, and this will bring us at least something we can sell, you know. It's a lot more appealing to me. Okay, so we got that warehouse, and I just have to wait for the metal now. I can't do more than that. But, of course, we can do more in another way. So, we're going to bring up a long road now. I'm probably going to upgrade this road pretty soon. Ugh. Oh, cool. You can't draw them like that. Now, that's neat. Because I really want to get myself access to that clay deposit there. Here we go. So probably, well, let's see. Can I just put a stone road blueprint on top of that? Does the game support that? Let's see. Yes, yes it does. Wonderful. Okay. Now, this will keep my dudes busy for a while, I think. But it's also the next natural step. I'm also pretty sure that bringing up a clay pit will need me to invest even more metal. Let's see, clay pit. Let's draw one here. Workers, 39. Hell yeah. We're never going to grow such a huge workforce here, of course. I'll be putting this down like that, because I love to have my storage and all that stuff somewhere else. Item must be reachable. So we're going to put down the storage here. And of course the auxiliaries. There we go. Yeah, this one is needing metal as well, just like I thought. But, you know, we'll be starting here now. Why not? I can just leave that building closed if it does. If I don't have the necessary workforce or whatever. But placing it down and giving my people something to work on certainly doesn't hurt. Because with that many people in the city now, it's about time that we put everybody to some good use. So there's a tremendous amount of coal here as well. I think I'm going to put up the coal mine over here, so we have these mines nicely close together. I like the idea of that. And also, let's expand the woodcutters. I really wanted to do this a while ago. So, put up 4 workers. Yes, yes. I think that should be okay. Put up a couple of extra auxiliaries and increase the output severely. We're very low on wood here in general. Not good. Let's chop down these trees there. That's another reason why I want this woodcutter as large as possible, because we need a constant income of wood for the settlement. Well, guess that wasn't enough. At least I have zones where there's a constant regrowth of trees there. At least that ain't really a problem here. Okay. So, I think next year we'll see the production of, what's that? Production plus 112? How should I read that number? Because we don't have... well, let's see. There's still a couple of things confusing me a ton at this, with this game. But that's pretty normal, I guess. Alright, here we go. Oh, look, we're gaining water table. We're removing water from somewhere. Okay, now it's a snowy bad weather, but nobody's dying anymore. I'm really, really happy about that. Okay, and we finished not only that. Let's see. Workforce here. So workload is pretty ideal on those. That's okay too. Alright, nice. We're not over-exceeding a certain amount of knowledge at this point anymore. Makes me wonder if there is... It seems to me as if the decay of knowledge rose faster the more knowledge we got. This is something that I really, really feel like it could be the case. Rate 20%. I got janitors. Is there another form of civil service? Or, let's see, infrastructure. Workstation? No. Military? No. I think I got all the things down that I need. I just like to recheck every now and then, because there's just so much going on in this game that I rather think it's wiser to check twice. So, we got pottery. Can create the pottery workshop over there. So what I want to do next is bring up a little warehouse. Let's see. I think I'll draw down a line for the artisans district to be now. Just want to have a warehouse already for the clay, you know, just to make sure that the materials to work with aren't too far away. And you know what? We're just going to copy that warehouse here. Boom. Simple solutions like that. Here we go. And we're going to put up a pottery right next to that. Place walls around. Let's see. Yeah, that's a little bit of a huge workbench, isn't it? So here we go. I like that one. And let's see. Auxiliaries, we're only needing one if we do this like that. Okay. So there's no hurt in building these things. All of a sudden, I'm at -1 workers. Did we complete a mine, say? Yeah, we did. So I'll just put down 2 employees for now. That this is we're going to put this onto a bare minimum because we could put down tons and tons and tons of workers here. That's okay. It's just the start. Wonderful. So all that export finally has brought us some profit here. Let's see. Can we already put this to some good use? Was this enough for both of them? Possibly. Also, I noticed that we finally got ourselves some cotton. So that means it's also time to industrialize this. Now, I'm going to start out with a real small and cutesy cotton farm, because I don't have much of that stuff. Here we go. Fertility 63%. I think that's going to be okay. This room will have insufficient farmers. Oh, it's not enough farming. It needs to be more than one. I see. Okay. That's something I didn't know. So let's pick up another time a couple of extra people. Bothers me that I didn't place them together differently. Got too many walls here. Whatever. These dormitories are well insulated. So the eatery is now, just like I thought, overfilled. So it's time to copy that thing too. Well, do I put that right next to this one? But I think yes. That's going to be okay. So we're needing tons of wood here right now. There are so many huge building projects that I called out, so it's time to cut ourselves some new trees. Ah, here, just looking good. Probably need even more expansions on the woodcutter, but who thought it? Who thought anything else? I mean, it's only 4 woodcutters. Eventually, I want to cover this entire area here with woodcutting, but, you know, one thing at a time. One thing at a time. So this place here, I bet the production rate is horrible, because you really need a lot of workers to make mines shine. That's the real nasty part about mining. You can get a lot of yield, but the downside is you don't have that easy kind of yield. Like when you're gathering stones here that are lying around there, you don't have to put in much work for that. So we got the clay pit, 39, up to 39 workers. Hell yeah. Okay, now we're going to work with, let's say, 5 of these. That's me being quite generous on that. And, well, let's see, is that already done? No, it's not. Of course not. We're totally running out of wood, I bet. So I'm going to touch here the trees here. I don't want to cut too many trees of that forest here because I want to have a sustainable wood industry in the long run. But for now, for the expansion phases, we just need that. Just need that. But as far as I've seen, these areas where there's a lush vegetation of trees, they regrow quite quickly there. So, not too concerned. Okay. So let's see. This is the first outside area where I feel like these dudes are so far away from home that we could actually consider bringing up some sort of housing and a way of living out here. But let's see. Maybe not yet. Don't want to have too many projects at once. If anybody starts dying out there because they are too far away from any logistics or such, then we're going to think about that. Otherwise, I don't really want to spread my attention out that much. Doesn't seem wise to me. Well, maybe I was just not producing any knowledge there because I was running out of paper. Because we're back at 230 points of paper knowledge again. So, doesn't seem to me like we're running low on that. Alrighty, clay. So, are we done yet? Not yet, huh? Okay, let's pick up more people. With the clay pit and the stone mine online now, I can't have enough people here in the town. Basically, this is an open invitation for me to just expand like crazy, because you've seen how many people we can employ there. And, you know, this stone mine is not nearly maximized. And if we really want to go totally bonkers, there's even more. So I should really consider building with stone from this point on, because we really have such huge amounts of that building with wood is actually really pretty retro, I think. So should probably consider that. So food stockpiles, well, last year we consumed 1,000 and we produced 920. That's not a good ratio. We need to upgrade that. But, you know, it's not as if that's a problem now anymore. Oh, let's just place that down. And this is going to be 71% fertility. Wonderful. Just what we need. And I should also consider grain now. Oh yeah, let's do this. Let's put up our first grain farm, because I learned that, didn't I? Baking. So, let's put up our first grain farm. Okay. So far, I can only say the early game build-up phase is so much more fun than before. It's fitting very. It's doing the game a lot of a really big favor that you're now bound to research a lot of basic things before you can do anything more sophisticated. That really gives the game a good feel. It's one of the good changes there, really. Because this game has so much content, and in the older version you had access to all that content at once, and that was really, truly a pummeling of information, and that felt really overwhelming. And it still feels pretty overwhelming, even now, while it's boiled down, you know. So I don't think that the progression is too slow or anything like that. Yay! The pottery almost done. And the warehouse for the clay is also almost done. Perfect. Perfect. I really don't know how pottery actually works for the people here. I mean, essential component of your industry and used in a variety of production lines. So I dare say it's an intermediate product. Okay. So one thing I'm noticing more and more is that is there something like a constructor's workshop? Some place where I can allocate constructors specifically? No? Okay. Or maybe I'm missing it. Who knows? So we're definitely not going to need the charcoaler here in this settlement. Ah, no. We just have not too many odd jobbers anymore. and the farms and the road building do eat up a lot of workforce. That happens when I do set up too many different jobs at once. That's not good. It's just not good. So, didn't I build a barn lately? And isn't that barn already room for grain? No? Shame on you. But, I actually left, I left open crates. Never mind me. So, let's go for 1 crate of these, or 3 crates of these, and 1 crate of bread. I mean, it's going to take a while until we get there, but let's go for some wishful thinking. Here we go. So, let's give this warehouse some auto-employees. Because this is one important warehouse. I would appreciate if this would be working at all times. Okay. And here's the warehouse too. Finally done. So this one is also getting an auto-employee state. Oh, it copied the stone settings. No, that's not what we want to do here. So we're going to set up like 50-50 for now. I highly doubt that the 50-50 distribution is going to be necessary, like 50% pottery, 50% clay. But for now, I'll just do it like that, and then we'll see how it plays out. So I'm down to 2 odd jobbers. My god. We just recruited tons of people, and there's still so few people here working. Well, okay. Those farms are also a pretty huge amount of workload there. So I'm at -2 workers. Come on, guys. We need immigration. We don't have enough workers. When I was starting to record this episode, I was a little bit afraid that I might be attracting more people than I find work for. Huh, that was a good riddance. So, the eateries are now happier than before. New farms are done. Let's see. I want to check out the workload on the dormitories. That's good. Wonderful. And the poop houses are also okay. So we really have kind of like a working village now with import and export business. How about that? So the stone mine is still the smallest part of the business, but I really want to have as huge as possible clay production here, because, you know, pottery I think is going to be quite important. Here we go. We have our first production there. So let me check. So pottery export wise would be $4 each. It's the most valuable material that we have, that we could export so far. Let's see. But for this, so as far as this episode goes, we've reached the end of today. So thank you so much for watching. Next time, well, I think I will have to glue this this mess together, and we'll have to wait and see how everything is working out. But can't wait, because it's really going well. I think I'm going to tune the trade a little bit. Feels like import and export should be now a little bit more excessively used, because we really can export, like, for example, I don't know, leather, probably? I don't know. I'll be giving this a good think, and until then, leave your comments down below, leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and of course, consider subscribing. I'd be delighted to have you. See you guys next time, and have a good one. Bye-bye.